My name is Quagersall. Welcome to Deep Dives. In this series of videos, we're going to be looking at tags, mechanics changes, meta strategies, and everything else that's coming to EU4 1.30 and the Emperor DLC. So this video is going to focus on who you should play in 1.30. I get this question a lot. Who should I play if I'm starting out? Who should I play if I'm looking for a little bit more challenge? Who should I play if I'm really good at this game? And what are the really strong and hard starts? So that's what we're going to be looking at. And we're going to be focusing on the France and Low Countries regions. And it should be good. There's a lot available here. I'm going to be talking about France. I'm going to be talking about Burgundy. I'm going to be talking about Provence. And I'm going to be talking about the start that you will take if you are just an EU4 god and you think you're really good at this game. So if you're interested, like the video, subscribe if you want to see more and you want to help out the channel. I'm starting an Austria Let's Play. Should have gone out this morning. There's a DLC giveaway on that, so go check that out if you missed it. And this afternoon, if you're watching this the day it comes out, we're going to be streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Quagersall. I'm going to be playing in the EU4 1.30 Creator Coliseum, organized by Grugy and Midgeman. He's going to be commentating. My buddy Chewy Shoot's going to be the Emperor. Slevic's going to be in Brandenburg. You've got big names like Radio Res and Quill and Provis and Feedback Gaming and Flory War. There's people all over the map. There's like 30 plus content creators. So I'm super excited. I'm going to be Cologne. I'm going to try to scrape by and survive, maybe with aspirations of one day forming Westphalia, becoming a march to the Prussians, that kind of thing. Could be super fun. So check that out if you're interested. And it will be coming to the channel as edited videos in the future as well, for those who like to watch it in that way. Anyways, let's jump in and look at all these starts and see what we can get going. First up is the elephant in the room, France. If you are relatively new to EU4, if you've only played 2 or 3 games, maybe played the Ottomans, maybe played in Iberia or something, France is an amazing start. They're super strong. They've received a massive amount of buffs in this patch, including their own mission tree that allows for a lot of really cool stuff, like a PU on Castile that turns into Spain, things like that. Missions that allow you to eventually annex all your stuff here and get all the way out to places like Poland and Russia. If you want to recreate Napoleon's rampage, even things like French Indochina and helping the Americans and stuff. The France start can be super fun. It is not for the faint of heart, though. If it's your very first campaign, you might want to hold off because you will have to fight the English right away. You will be way behind if you don't fight the English right away. And I would even suggest finding a way to attack him so that you can use the correct CB and try to get your cores back from him. If you wait for the surrender of main event, he will be attacking you as a CB to force a union over you, and you will take large amounts of aggressive expansion and have to pay Diplo points to take back your cores. If you're able to attack him, those will be a lot cheaper and you'll grow a lot quicker if you do that. Now, of course, people who've seen the map before were probably wondering why all these dots are on France, unless you've played EU4 for a long time, because way back in like 1.4, France had all of these vassals. In fact, I think one of them is new. But all of these are vassals now under France. You start with 5, plus guaranteeing Scotland and allying Provence, which are there from last patch. Now you might be wondering why we have so many relationship slots, and that is because of this, French Strong Duchy's noble privilege. Now other countries can give a similar noble privilege, but they only get 2 relationship slots. France gets 3. So you want to keep this up to eventually be able to integrate all these subjects and put more subjects in their stead to keep you strong. Playing with a lot of vassals is a very strong way to play. I would suggest, if you're playing France, that day 1 you scootage Orléans, because in 1454 you can integrate him even if you're in the middle of a war with England or Burgundy or something, and that will give you a nice little stack, some trade power in your main node. It's a lot of good reasons to start integrating relatively early. I mentioned attacking England. If you do pull off an attack from England, the basic strategy is to take Calais and start uniting Ireland, possibly releasing Meath or vassalizing one of the other guys and feeding them your claims around Ireland here if you grab them. And if you go against Portugal because you attacked England, I like to grab Ceuta. It can be a little difficult, and you might need some help from Castile or Burgundy, which requires you to get the correct starts as far as rivalries. But you can bring Burgundy in on Promise of Territories, and if you're really desperate, you can drop your core in Laborde and bring Castile in on Promise of Territories if either one hates England. But if you're able to grab Ceuta, you can either make claims here or get Papal Controller and get Deus Vult against the Moroccans by calling a crusade against them. France can be a really fun opening, and later in the game you can go revolutionary. You can just wreck faces all over Europe. It's super nice. Everybody loves the Elan, 20% morale of armies. This hasn't been nerfed. In fact, because of things like the French strong duchies and your mission tree, France has in fact been super buffed. If you're looking for a little bit more challenge, but you still want to be a little bit powerful so that you can overcome some big obstacles like France and Austria, Burgundy is a great choice. They've got a new mission tree that will eventually allow you to do things like lead the HRE or become the king of the Franks and steal all the French vassals. Get down into the kingdom of the Arles in this area and into northern Italy, reforming Lotharingia along the way. There's a lot of things you can do here, and it can be very, very interesting. But it's not easy. France will hate you. England might hate you. Austria might hate you. In this campaign, I got all three. So this would be kind of difficult. But you have the ability to eventually get super strong. And you're also quite flexible. You can try to kill and reform France. You can form Lotharingia. You can form the Dutch, the only people that can form the Dutch without being Dutch. You can also just culture shift over to the Dutch and get rid of the Dutch revolts. Be a really early, beefy Netherlands and do a colonial game. There's so much potential with a Burgundy start. And with the new achievement, the new mission tree, and the old achievement for getting a vassalage over Paris and Vienna is pretty good, pretty good. So try them out if you think that you're just a little too good at the game for the French start to be any sort of challenge to you. If you consider yourself a veteran in EU4, maybe you've got over 1,000 hours, or maybe you're really good with like 700, 800, something like that, and you want a little bit more challenge than even Burgundy, try out Provence. Provence has always been a fun start. There's a lot of interesting things you can do, like enter the Empire and then kill and eat France. You can move down into Italy or Iberia. Even going after England day one can be useful. Bringing France in on Promise of Territory, that can be a very, very good start. But right in this patch, Provence has got a new mission tree. Now, it seems small, although you can also access Lorraine's one as well. But it's very powerful. If you can get over 100 development, you're going to be able to get cores in Italy to eventually go out to here. You've also got to grab Corsica to prove your intention of wanting to return to Italy, as King Rene assumed he was king of Naples, Aragon, Hungary, and Jerusalem. And you're going to be able to do all of that here. Sicily, Aragon, Hungary, Jerusalem, join the empire, becoming the king of France, and then becoming an empire and helping you integrate some of your subjects you would have gotten along the way with these unions that you can get on people and claims in areas like Palestine and the Holy Land. So, very cool. I did a campaign as Provence that did a lot of this stuff, but in 1.29 when I didn't have the mission tree to help me out. It's a fun start, but watch out. France will hate you eventually as you start to eat things around him. But if you can form the Kingdom of Jerusalem with Provence, there's an achievement in it for you. And you can eventually also reform France. You can do all kinds of stuff with Provence. especially with this mission tree and the way they start off. If you're able to make friends with the Pope now, you can even purchase Avignon from him, and then get claims into France to help you beat him once he finally turns against you. If you're looking to try this area, but all the previous starts we've mentioned are just too easy, try out Nevers. If you think you're like an EU4 god and you want to get the Never Say Nevers achievement, which involves taking the entirety of the French region as Nevers without forming France, which you actually have some missions to take over and form France if you can. You can't click this or do it through here until after you've gotten the achievement, if that's your goal, is to get the achievement. It's a little difficult, and when I say a little difficult, it's one of the hardest non-timed achievements in the game. Now, the timed achievements are a little bit harder, but this one allows you quite a challenge. You're going to need to find a way, probably with the help of the French, to get out from under Burgundy. But then you're going to have to turn on the French eventually if you want to kill him and eat him. Good luck, though, because it can be quite difficult. If you're looking for some strategies, though, if you're able to move your capital here, it has a couple benefits, giving you a level 3 fort in the woods instead of your capital being in the farmlands, and allowing you to join the empire relatively easily. That is a good start if you can pull it. If you can get some of these guys to rebel with you, that's usually a good thing. Or taking Luxembourg as well can be good, although that's going to mess up. They're not going to want you into the empire as much as if you hold empire land, so Auxerrois might be better, something like that. Just try to connect your lands eventually. Good luck, and I will be very impressed if I can see anybody, like the first person who can post like on my Discord with they've formed the Never Say Nevers, they've gotten the achievement, and then they form France as Nevers. Super impressive. And that's the area. I didn't mention a lot of the French duchies or the subjects under Burgundy. Those can be fun games, forming the Netherlands, reforming France with a little bit more challenge. Both of those can be good. Brittany itself is one that people have liked to play it as a mid-sized colonizer, and they now have a new mission tree that encourages you to go found New Brittany and go dominate Atlantic trade and that kind of thing. Maybe conquer a little bit on the mainland as well. So that could be fun as well, but they're not quite as interesting as the other ones that I mentioned. Are there any that I missed that you think are really good in this area? And do you have any suggestions for the other areas within Europe? Tomorrow's episode is going to focus on northern Germany, specifically Prussia, Brandenburg, Prussia, and some of the other fun tags like Lübeck and that kind of thing in this area that you should play if you're going to load up 1.30 and possibly get the Emperor DLC. Let me know what you think down below or over at the Discord. Leave a like and subscribe if you want to help out the channel and the video. I'd super appreciate it. And most importantly, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.